This is the 2005 Volkswagen Passat GLS, 1.8 turbo, front wheel drive. Today we're going to change the rear brake caliper on the left side of the car. The left side is determined as if you were sitting in the car, which side, the left side or the right side, so when you're with the car. All right, dude. Once the wheel's off, make sure your e-brake, emergency brake, is off. So this can be all the way back, make it easier to get this cable off. Then we're gonna take off the main line for the brake fluid. So now you wanna take off the e-brake cable. It slides out and under this here. There's a clip right here, and you could go ahead and get a flathead and lift that bad boy right up and out of there. This caliper is like super sticky, so even just to pry it up is gonna be pain, but get yourself a screwdriver. And then from there you could wiggle this out, get some pliers. So I just bent this piece out with the screwdriver, and now we could just get this, pop that right off of there. Alright, so next, after you take the emergency brake cable, you're going to want to remove the caliper bolts. There's one here and one above. .13mm socket, and then get an open wrench for the inside. And then do the same for the upper one. Okay, once those are off, the caliper will come free. The only thing that's holding it on now is the brake line, and we're going to remove that right now. So let's go ahead and remove this. And then we have the new caliper back here, and we're going to loosen up that little stud on the new one, and then we're just going to switch it right over. It's going to be quick. There we go. And she wants to leak already. Oh, come on, baby. Yeah. All right. Get a towel. Wipe this clean. You could pinch the brake line, but it's not really good for the brake line, so. Torque it down to 26 foot-pounds, and then loosen it and re-torque it. So we're gonna do that. Got the torque wrench set. So what I'm gonna do is just put these bolts back into the mounting sliders here, so I could torque this down without it moving too much on me. Okay, that's 26 pounds. I'll take these off. I'm gonna clean off the sliders here. So I'm gonna put some brake lubricant on the area where the pads kind of slide back and forth, and also just on the back side of the pad, just a little bit. They say to put on there. On the other side. Okay, I'm just gonna pop these bad boys right in. Okay, both the pads are on. Now we could just put the caliper. Let me just wipe it off a little bit more here. We got some brake fluid in there. Just line it up right there, and we're going to put the 2 bolts back on. Torque down to about the same, 26 foot-pounds of torque. First, I'm just going to get a regular socket wrench so I could have a little easier access. I'm just going to go snug with it, do the top one. Now we're going to use the torque wrench and crank this bad boy to 26. It's good to go. All right. We're super close to being done. Now what we want to do is attach the cable for the emergency brake. We're going to put it right through. Let's put the clip on. Okay, pull that back a little bit, and you can kind of just hold it. It's in place, and we can put the rubber piece back. Okay, so we got the caliper bolted on, nice and tight to the mounting bracket. We got the emergency brake line fed into here. It's good to go, it's not going anywhere. Now the last thing to do is bleed the brakes so we can get any air out of here and top off the reservoir under the hood until this is full and there's no air. And we're gonna do that by ourselves, so you don't need 2 people to bleed the brakes, and I'll show you how to do that. What you do is you get a bottle, fill it about this much to 1/3 with brake fluid. Could be new, could be old brake fluid. You want to get a hose. Make sure the hose reaches all the way to the bottom. So the hose is going to go all the way to the bottom of the bottle. The whole idea here is that we don't get air back into the line. So we're going to have a hole in the cap. We're going to put another hole here just to let air flow through when we're pushing the air out of the lines. But this being under brake fluid, and then we're going to attach this to the bleeder, and we'll be able to pump the brakes without getting air back into the system. It's that simple. You might need to add a little brake fluid to your reservoir after this, so make sure you have DOT4 brake fluid that conforms to or surpasses this J1703 specs. This is Valvoline .3 and 4 brake fluid synthetic, and it says surpasses J1703, 1704, so this will be good. I have the single person bleeder method set up here. What we're gonna do is gonna get a open-ended and a closed-ended wrench. They have special ones for the bleeder valve, but I'm just gonna use this one. This is a 7/16. Put that over the bleeder valve. We're gonna get our hose. Make sure that the bottom of that hose, the other end, is under the brake fluid. And we're gonna attach it to the nipple here. Okay, just like that. So that's attached. So now I could open this. No air is gonna go back into there. And then I'm gonna push all the brake fluid through. Okay, so I'm gonna loosen the bleeder valve. Make sure my hose is on there snug. And I'm gonna go pump the brakes. And just make sure your reservoir in the under the hood is full at all times so air doesn't get in that way. Once you do that and you get all the air, you'll see the brake fluid come through. Close the valve, take it off, put the rubber cap back on here, put on your wheel, and you are done. Test it out, test the e-brake out, go for a ride, make sure everything's working. And that's the unofficial guide on how to change your brake caliper. Thanks.